Good evening. My name is Isaac Abraham. Leo Moskowitz has a sore throat, so he gave me this paper. What is that? He asked me to speak, and he and Mr. Spitzer asked me to speak to them. We stopped other people right now. Not a problem. 1 minute? I can't. The news say I got the news from backyard to me. Marty's the last part.
I live at 10th Avenue. It's been 3 months. We can't get any deliveries to our home. I know you enjoy the bike lane. There's a lot of bike lanes, and we have nothing against bike lanes. But we can't get any deliveries, and we have a hard time finding parking, which he mentioned they gave back 80 parking spaces. 16 of them they took away a week before, and they gave it back the next week. So that's just kind of a lie. They took away 16 spots, gave back 13, so they basically added 3 parking spaces next to our home. Thank you.
Thank you. That was the last of the speakers. Yeah, now we go to old business. Old business? No business? Monkey business?
Can we bring up some
On what? What do you want? No business?
Well, the new business would be, after hearing from the community, that we would, make a motion to reinstate Teresa.
You can't make no motions on the new business.
No. That would be contrary to the bylaws. You're not making a motion. You're saying the bylaws. The chair has the sole discretion to appoint or remove committee chair.
Okay, so then the new business would be the underlying issue, my understanding of the underlying issue that led to dismissal of Teresa as the chair of the Transportation Committee was her public statements concerning a December 5th letter that was signed by the chairperson and the district manager, basically modifying or adapting a board vote on the Greenpoint. And as far as I know, looking at the city charter and the bylaws of the city of New York, neither the district manager nor the chair have the authority to make modifications to board votes unilaterally, like they did in that December 5th letter. And that is the basis, my understanding, is the basis for what triggered the comments that Teresa made and her subsequent dismissal. So as a board member, I'm concerned about that letter going out, and I want to hear from both the chairperson, the district manager, and the executive committee about the rules and the authority that you have in situations like this. It seemed to me as if that letter was actually inappropriate and unauthorized.
I have the authority to appoint people and dismiss people.
I understand that.
have that authority.
I understand that.
It's been there since the community board came into effect.
I understand that.
That is my decision at this time, and right now it stands.
But that's not the question.
It stands right now.
That wasn't the question. The question was, from the chair, the district manager, the executive committee, explain to me and the rest of the board how is it you think that you have the authority to modify or adapt and unilaterally act upon a board vote that took place in November on the Greenway. The letter of December 5th specifically modified, adapted a very key element of that vote. And without coming back to the board, we sent out that letter. That's what triggered the dismissal. I understand you have the authority to do that, but it's also my understanding as representative of the entire board, we need an explanation for why you dismissed, and also we need an explanation for why you thought you had the authority to send out that letter without coming back to the board first and having us vote on those modifications.
And we'll let it go that the chairperson shall be the chief executive officer of the board and shall be responsible for the overall conduct of the affairs of the board. I took that position, I made a decision, and that unless everybody, if you change the rules of the board, then we have a problem. Right now, there is no problem.
Well, sir, could I then, then I would like to read from the city charter. The city charter of the laws that govern the city of New York clearly state what the power of the board is, and I'm going to read that to you. A majority of the appointed members of any community board shall constitute a quorum of such board. Whenever any act is authorized to be done, or any determination or decision made by any community board, the act, determination, or decision of the majority of the members present, entitled to vote during the presence of a quorum, shall be held to be the act, determination, or decision of such board. This is the sole legal decision making authority of the board. It's when there's the majority of the vote, when there's a quorum of the members of the community board. That's the only authority we have. Neither the chair, the district manager, the executive committee can make unilateral decisions for the entire board. That's the legal basis for all of our actions.
That's not a unilateral decision.
It was.
It was.
We took that up at the executive committee, and we decided on this decision. That is it.
No, it isn't. The other rule, then, if you're going to put this on the executive committee, there is one exception to the rule the laws governing the city of New York and the boards in the city. There's one exception, and that exception is that executive committees can meet and act on behalf of the board, provided that such action is ratified at the subsequent committee board meeting by a majority of the board. And by necessity, what they're saying, that means that it's not some arbitrary decision. It means that there's some time frame in which the board must act. That means, for example, a Euler time clock is coming to an end, and therefore, if the executive committee does not make a decision there and then prior to the next meeting, the board would not be included in the process. Therefore, the executive committee can make a decision, but they have to go back to the board and get ratified by the majority of the board. You didn't do that in this case. So, as far as my understanding is, that letter that went out December 5th, you were not authorized to do that. And so I still feel that we as board members need an explanation for why you felt that letter could be written, and who, where, what authorized you to do that. I mean, Jerry, executive committee members?